real estate agents. Welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my business partner and co-host, Joey Sampaga. The man with the plan. How's it going, Joey?
What's going on?
Well, having some fun. We've got a great guest in the house with us today. The guest is Jason Wells. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you so much for being here.
I couldn't be happier. I was so thrilled when I got the invite.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. Something is missing, though.
What's that?
So Angela told me from Security Title, she said that you have some guy that follows you around every now and then.
It happens.
With the camera?
Well, I recently had the restraining order enforced, so
okay,
that doesn't happen anymore.
All right, I was going to say, we could let the front desk know.
That's my videographer who follows me around from time to time.
Follows you around?
Yeah, follows me around for some of the video content that we create.
Okay, so we're going to get into the real estate thing, but maybe what we should first talk about then is, I hear a reality show. Is that what
it
you
is?
have a reality show?
It's a web-based reality show that we're doing, and the whole
awesome.
idea is to give people an inside look as to what it's like to actually be an agent, not the HGTV version or the $1 million listing kind of version, but what it's real life doing day to day. The headaches that we have as we're an expansion team as well. So he follows us around, and the episodes are topical.
Okay.
So it's around what kinds of things we're doing on the team, showing people that, hey, here's the agents, here's who you'd work with, here's the systems, here's our philosophy, that kind of thing.
Okay, so it's not as easy as just getting a call, leaving the coffee shop, and it's done.
I wish.
Because that's reality TV shows, right?
Right.
HGTV and all that, right? So, all right, so let's break into the real estate side of it. So why don't you share with the listeners how long you've been in the business, who you're with right now, broker-wise, a little bit about the team, maybe even what compelled you to get into real estate.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. My history is that I moved to the Valley about 10 years ago by way of Houston, Texas. I grew up in Salt Lake City, moved here by way of Houston, and I came here to go to law school. I attended law school at the Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law up at ASU, and graduated there in 2008 and began working with a small practitioner who was grooming me at the time to take over his business. Well, he one day came in and said he was going to change his business to this other form of law, and needless to say, about 6 months later, the firm was closed. So that was Thanksgiving 2009. So come 2010, going into that new year, the great economy we had, I needed to figure out what I was going to do. And I loved real estate. In fact, all my coursework in law school was around real estate and estate planning. So I said, I'm just going to get my license, and I'm not going to go work where I'm going to be subject to somebody else. I'm going to be my responsibility.
For sure.
And so I got my license in 2010, and quickly found that as an attorney and realtor, people really like that for short sales.
I bet.
They liked it a lot. So my short sale business exploded, and to the point where we've now done over 600 short sales here in the Valley of the Sun, and the business just began growing from there. I was able to partner with a good friend from law school. He came over, got his license, Chris Niederhauser, and from there we've been just working on building our team. We are based out of Keller Williams Realty East Valley.
Okay, yeah.
And we are the Wells Realty Group and the Wells Law Group. And we are part of what's called the Press Play Realty Network, which is our expansion network.
Awesome. So Press Play, that leads me to believe lots of video marketing.
Yes.
Correct? So tell us a little bit about video marketing. What exactly are you doing? What things seem to be working for you?
Well, video marketing, when I got into real estate in 2010, people were then talking about, you need to get on YouTube, you need to be doing videos, and nobody was really doing it. And you know what, Jeff, I did a couple videos right out of the gate, and that's actually what brought me my first couple deals, was having done a couple of those videos. Things got so busy then that it got put on the back burner, and I didn't come back to it because I was doing the work. I was in the day-to-day, the whirlwind, working deals day in, day out, lead generating and whatnot. And as the market has shifted to where we're all traditional, primarily traditional market now, looking at what is going to be required is video. Video is what people have to be able to do. You have to be able to communicate with people on video. You have to be able to connect with people over video.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason we said, okay, we've got to become more content creation focused, not so much here's the best listings in your neighborhood to
Right.
get the best deal
Right.
on, like every
Absolutely.
other agent out there does. What we know is that people have a buy cycle of, every 7 years. But what about those other 5 to 7 years? If your only content that you create is something that they are going to consume when they are in the buy cycle, you're missing them for 5-7 years, or you're just noise to them.
Right.
So you got to find a way to create something that is valuable, and that's what we've done with the video. Is looking for ways that we can provide something that's consumable all the time, whether they're in the buy or sell cycle or not.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that too many times when someone buys a house, so you just sell a house, right, and the buyer moves in, a lot of agents are still sending out their little market updates and things, right?
Correct.
And if I just bought the house, do I truly want to see all that every single month? No, it's going to get lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get lost quick. But if you can create some compelling, interesting, maybe humorous a little bit videos every now and then, I think absolutely. So Joey and I have been in video for since 2008, 2009. So we totally get what you're saying. Makes a big difference in your business.
It sure does. I mean, when you do video, whether or not you do it with a high level quality, because you hear people say, I don't want to do video because I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to edit that.
Right.
It really does just start by setting up a camera, whether it's your cell phone or whatever, and to begin talking to it, because you got to start somewhere. And if you haven't done it and you're uncomfortable, well, frankly, you will suck at it. Okay, let's just be honest. You're going to suck at it. That's okay. Just suck at it and get better at it. That's the only way you're going to get better at it. Be sucky at it for a little bit, and then you'll get good.
Yep.
Absolutely. Have you heard of the name Ian Watt? So he's a realtor in Vancouver, and I'll just share real quick. He reached out to me. I reached out to him. He got back to me. He did say video changed his business from top 10% to the top 1% as market in less than 18 months.
That's incredible.
Just doing a 1-minute video per day.
That's I mean,
not professional, just shooting a quick video.
Yeah,
anyway.
so if people are hearing that, I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Absolutely.
Right? If it can have that kind of an impact, and it really will. In fact, Cisco just did a white paper recently, and they're projecting that by 2020, we're talking like 2.5 years from the time we're recording this, 3-ish years, 80% of all internet traffic will be consumed through video.
Absolutely. No, that's incredible.
Get good at it now, not when everybody's already consuming 80% of it.
Well, and we're seeing Facebook move that way already.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So let's share with us a little bit about, I know you do, with your reality show, you also do a podcast.
Yes, we do.
And what is the name of the podcast?
The podcast we do is called the hashtag Stop Living on Pause podcast.
Okay.
And the reason for the hashtag Stop Living on Pause is because that is sort of our tagline with the Press Play Realty Network. It's for people to stop living on pause. Stop thinking, okay, when this happens, then I'll do this. Or if only this occurs in my life, then I'll be ready. Or there's always something we make up a story to kind of pump ourselves up. Oh, I'm ready, except for. Let's get rid of the except fors. Let's just do it. Let's start making it happen. And within the network, what we're able to do is make it so that people can plug into systems. They can plug into coaching with myself or one of my partners, Chris Niederhauser or Ashley Van Winkle. And by having that mentorship accelerate your growth instead of continuing to wait until you're never going to do it anyway. So the podcast is the hashtag Stop Living on Pause podcast, where we're looking to educate, empower, and entertain small business owners and entrepreneurs in their developments. And right now we have a heavy real estate agent focus. We're talking about, the disruption that there is in the industry right now with different technology, how real estate's under attack with the different kind of technologies, what agents need to be doing to get out on top of it. And we don't just talk theoretically about it. We bring people in who are doing it, as well as we share what we are doing that's given us great success. Okay. So we're in the podcast, we're sharing here, look, this is what we're doing and why we're getting the awesome results we have. Go copy it.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of fun too.
It is.
Absolutely.
That's why I came here.
There we go. We're doing it right now. So you mentioned growth.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to hear about your expansion model, your team structure, whatever you want to share with the agents listening right now.
Okay, well, within the Press Play Realty Network, the main hub, headquarters, or like your national headquarters for a business for the Press Play Network, is here in Phoenix, and it's the Wells Realty Group. It was the first of all the groups. And about 5 years ago now, we expanded up into Salt Lake because myself and Chris are both from there. And we have these big sphere of influence with nobody really working them from a real estate angle, and thought, well, instead of referring it out all the time, let's just build a business up there with it. And so that's when we first made our expansion. Since then, we now have an office in Tucson. We have one in Folsom, California. We have one in South Seattle in the Federal Way area, as well as in the Everett to Bellingham area of Seattle. and we are about to launch into Las Vegas. We're looking for the right person. So if you'd like
real
to
go-getter,
hit me up,
right?
Yes, we need someone who can really run that market. And we have $3 to $4 million of business waiting to be transacted in Vegas as soon as we have that person. But what we do that's different with our growth is that we have a model that we want to have each one of our agents making at least $100,000 a year. And based on the model that we have, it happens. Now, we are not a team that you hear, hey, we've got more leads than we can handle. Because something agents, if you haven't figured out there yet, when you hear a team saying, I have more leads than I can handle, they're lying to you.
Uh-oh.
It's not true. Because what they really have is a whole bunch of internet inquiries. And internet inquiries aren't really a lead, right? It's just somebody who filled out a form on Zillow, and they did that 5 or 6 different times, and 5 or 6 other agents have it.
Oh, so wait. So lots of agents have that same list.
Yes, exactly. So it's not, it's a miss. It sounds
Right.
great because all agents want leads, but what we're doing is we're about building your business. And so we do that with 3 pillars that we work on with you. And if you're getting at just one deal from each pillar every month, you're going to be making over $100,000. And our lead agents, we have a profit share model that actually puts them on a ability to get out of production completely.
$100,000.
Yeah.
That's a great plan.
Sign me up.
Right?
Sign me up, Joey.
The thing about it, though, is that people have to do the work, and so many agents just don't want to do the work. They just want it handed to them. But if you do the work, it happens. It works.
Yeah. Well, and we hear that a lot. It's activity, right? It's doing the activity, the action. Now, you probably coach to that, though, right?
We sure
there's
do.
accountability, I would assume, with the whole group.
Absolutely. With the group, we have every week we have a team, an entire network meeting. We do group coaching twice a month. We do training twice a month that comes from me, Chris, or Ashley, where we bring in a total rock star that's doing it just for our agents, so that we're always on the very edge of anything technology, on the cusp of anything that's new that's come in, so that we're always taking advantage of the most opportunity we have. Instead of chasing the tidal wave, we want to be riding the tidal wave.
Okay. So if an agent's out there and they're doing the single agent thing right now, right? What would you say is maybe one of the most important factors to being part of a team or success models or what have you? I mean, why would somebody want to go from a single agent to a team? I mean, I think there's a big opportunity there.
There's immense opportunity, and really, that's the entire way the industry is headed.
Yeah.
The single agents can't compete with the teams like mine. So an agent, by joining a team, what they're going to get is they're going to get reduction in headaches, they're going to have accountability, and they're going to have support. They're no longer a lone wolf. For some people, that's what they want to be. They want to be the lone wolf, and that's okay. But for most agents out there, they got into thinking real estate was one thing, have found out it's completely different, so they need the help of a team.
Well, which is why a lot of them aren't in the business, right? After
That is
2
correct.
years, what is it, 80+%?
It's like 80% are gone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, people need to start looking at team structures.
I agree.
I think. All right, so we're going to get into what we call get in the ring with the Maniacs.
Okay.
And that's going to be 4 questions I'm going to ask you, and it's rapid fire.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. So what's the best advice anyone has ever given you?
Best advice anyone's ever given me, I think, is to when you get married, to just be yourself. If you don't want to do something your whole life, don't do it in your first year of marriage. Problem was, I got that advice too late.
There we go. I hear that. 24. I've heard that for 24 years. No. How about what's your favorite mobile app?
My favorite
Either
mobile app,
personal or business. So
I would actually say probably has to be Facebook. I am on Facebook all the time. Some people are like, oh, I can't believe they think it's a bad thing to be on Facebook, but no, I am on Facebook all the time.
We just did a lot of live streaming from a big event just this past weekend.
We did
So-
a couple of live streamings from our brokerage gala. We just did one actually as well for one of our team panels that we had at the brokerage. We had a brokerage panel we did. So I'm on Facebook all the time.
And Facebook Live's a great way organically now
Mm-hmm.
to grow your traffic.
They pump a lot of value into it for you.
Absolutely. No, it's awesome. How about to share with the listeners, what is a book that you would recommend?
Book that I would recommend for real estate agents out there who most have already read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I would say you need to get out there and read The One Thing.
Reading it right now.
Excellent.
It's a great book.
Excellent. It is fantastic.
How about one productivity tool or software that you use every day?
Every day I am using Brivity.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
we use Brivity for customer interaction, for transaction details, all those kind of things. We're always using Brivity. It's fantastic.
Awesome, man. Thanks for answering those. I appreciate it. Okay, so we have one more question for you, and it's random.
Okay.
And you're going to draw it from the mask. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, go for it.
This is beautiful. What is
I
that,
hope I picked
velvet?
the right one.
I hope so, too.
That felt like velvet.
All right.
Am I supposed to read it? Or you
Yeah,
gonna
go
read it?
ahead.
All right.
No. Go
Okay.
ahead. Let's have you read it.
So that means if I read it, you get to answer it, right?
Possibly. we may all answer it.
What did you want to be growing up?
Ah.
You know, growing up, I wanted to be a professional football player. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. Then I wanted to be a professional singer. We won't sing because we know how that turned out. It was all about entertainment that I really wanted to be. And within that, if any of those didn't work out, it was to be a lawyer, not knowing what I was getting myself into. So I think in a lot of ways, I've actually done both of those. With what we do within the Press Play Network, there's a lot of the entertainment that we're still able to provide and get out there and teach and help people. And I do have that law degree always to fall back on if I need it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Hey, Joey, do you want to share?
Sure. You know, I did want to be a basketball player, and then I stopped growing at 5'5", so it wasn't that good.
Hey, Muggsy Bogues did all right.
Well, that's
And
true.
Spud Webb, right?
Spud Webb and I can't remember his name. He's in the D League now. Nathan Robinson.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's a pretty good baller.
Jump, yeah.
Wow. So, and myself, I think that, definitely a football player was one of the things. But again, I didn't get big enough for that, I guess. But then it's been, my wife gives me a hard time because it's like in college, you know, and you're jumping around to different majors. It was also, I want to play golf. Or wait, I want to be a NASCAR driver. We almost moved to Nashville because I was an all-state Missouri singer.
Oh, really?
So we were going to move to Nashville and get my degree at Murfreesboro, which is Middle Tennessee State. And because they would allow you in your degree to use the studio to do your own demos. But we decided not to do that. And
Well, dang, so you don't have any demos.
no demos. We might make one after this podcast. So
Sounds good.
anyway, hey, thank you all for being here. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you sharing.
Absolutely.
If agents that are listening, they want to reach out to you directly, how do they do that?
I'd love to connect with you. The best way to get a hold of me is through any social media channel, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. You find me at Jason Wells ESQ, or you can always go to PressPlayRealty.com. PressPlayRealty.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and thanks to Angela for bringing you in. Great
Thank
stuff.
you for having me.
Well, Joey, let's sign off. So we are the Maniacs coming to you from Security Title Studios in the heart of the Biltmore. This is the Weekly Closer. You can always go to theweeklycloser.com to see the podcast as well as watch the videos on YouTube. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care.
Good. All right. Good job, guys.